Welcome back. You're still with us on Startup Street. With a fresh 74 crore rupees in the bank, Fintech player LoanTap is doubling down on MSME-focused supply chain financing. Backed by July Ventures, 314 Capital and others, the company plans to scale its reach to over 2 lakh retailers and fund 1 million invoices over the next year. As India's small business credit gap touches 33 lakh crore rupees, can tech-led lending engines redefine credit access for India's Kirana economy? Joining us now to discuss this further is Satyam Kumar, the co-founder and CEO of LoanTap. Satyam, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street. You know, you have closed this round of 74 crore rupees. How critical is this funding to scaling your supply chain financing ambitions, especially for small retailers? Take us through what's new on the anvil to drive the next phase of MSME empowerment.
So, sometime about 8 to 10 quarters back, we started our journey from being a general retail loan focused company to very specific to an MSME, and within that MSME, we went down to supply chain financing, which was doubling down of our energy in this segment. So this was a transition, and there's a mandate to that transition in terms of we successfully transitioning into invoice financing and a supply chain financing entity. So from that point of view, extremely important as a mandate from the investor community and overall ecosystem point of view. As far as the business itself is concerned, so we have been supporting a significant part of we supported last financial year about 600 odd crore of transactions on supply chain finance side, and from that point of view, it just allows us to just move that to almost a 2x in terms of the size of the volume that we intend to trade on the platform. But yeah, I mean it's more of a mandate in transition.
Right. And also, you know, LoanTap has disbursed over 1,000 crore rupees across 4.5 lakh invoices, right? How do you plan to hit 1 million invoices in the next 12 months as well as reach 2 lakh retailers? If you could elaborate on these plans for us.
So if you look at the overall, the extreme smaller end of the MSMEs, which is the grocery store, mom and pop store is what we call it popularly, and retail stores like a farmer stores and all, provision stores, there is a plethora of them across India. And in a way, they are very well integrated to the original OEM or manufacturer distributor to the retail outlet system, and our technology allows us to capture this invoice inputs and all on the go. So that's what we do as far as the platform is concerned. If you look at even one single platform structure or one single ERP structure, they capture more than 90,000 crore of a transaction in one retail system. So from that point of view, this ecosystem has just started opening up, where we are calling it unbundling of credit from a distributor-led credit to NBFC led or a fintech led credit, and that has started. So from the segment size point of view, it's a huge. And what Bikri allows is to rate a retailer on the basis of business confidence. So what is the confidence which a distributor shows in the retailer, or what is the confidence that a lender can replicate in the retailer in terms of the transaction size and
yeah. Also, you know, like you mentioned, LoanTap
that's
as you mentioned, LoanTap is targeting India's distributor-led small retailer ecosystem, right? And there's a focus especially on verticals like grocery and pharmacy. Why are these segments particularly ripe for disruption through invoice financing?
So from the segment point of view, please understand these are the segments which were the only segment which was open during COVID happened. So we call many of the businesses now COVID tested business. So that's a kind of stuff which is forms a part of the essential goods, and particularly if you look at groceries, they also double up as a chain for the farmers. So you know, a lot of farmer produce organizations tie up with these chains to make the product available directly farm to folk kind of an ecosystem. From that point of view, the significance is huge. And if we look at the overall MSME ecosystem, there is also the segment which is outside GST. Most of them are outside GST. They are not even qualified lakh plus kind of a annualized turnover point of view. So the traditional rating engines which has been developed by the larger banking system and all misses out on rating or assessing this kind of a loans or this kind of a customers. So if you look at it's extremely important both from the primary credit penetration or a credit enablement point of view, and the other set of data on the platform has shown us over the period of last 10-12 quarters is that the impact of credit is almost 35 to 36% in terms of the increasing sales per retailer.
All right. And you closed FY24 with 67.5 crore rupees in revenues with a net loss of 12.7 crore rupees. How has FY25 been for the firm and where do you hope to end this year? What's the path to profitability looking like and how do you plan to grow the loan book as well?
So from the business point of view, the technology business has been a bit positive. And you saw in 24 also, some of the losses came as the portfolios has been based on the regulatory guidelines. Portfolio needed a bit of reschedulement, restructurings and all, which we picked up early stage in the balance sheet. So from that point of view, as a business remains a bit positive, and we are now looking forward to add overall to the net worth quarter on quarter from the second quarter of the current financial years. So that's fundamentally creating a stable business, creating more capital internally so that you can leverage it for onward lending.
And what about the loan book? By how much do you plan to grow the loan book?
So our loan disbursement on the platform this year will grow by 60%. Last year growth was almost 85%. This year it will grow on a higher base. It will grow by about 60%. So we are looking forward to disburse more than 900 crores on the current financial years. So that's a significant growth as far as the AUM itself is concerned. So the AUM will remain in the range of about 750 odd crore for the current financial year, which is again a growth of almost 45%.
All right, Satyam, thank you so much for taking time out and being here with us on Startup Street.
Thank you very much.
Okay, on that note, we're going to wrap up this edition of Startup Street. Thanks very much for tuning in, but stay with us. More news and updates will continue on the other side.